Kurdish fighters attacked Iraqi supply lines and disrupted oil exports moving toward Turkey. Their actions placed even greater pressure on Iraq's weakening economy and stretched Iraqi military resources further. By May of 1982, Iraq had lost much of the territory it captured during the early stages of the invasion. Facing mounting casualties and worsening conditions, Saddam Hussein ordered a withdrawal back to Iraqi borders. Ironically, the same Saddam who had executed generals for retreating was now forced to abandon many of his own objectives. On June 10, 1982, Saddam declared a unilateral ceasefire and called for peace negotiations, believing Iran would accept victory after reclaiming its territory. But Ayatollah Khomeini rejected the offer completely. Iran now demanded the removal of Saddam Hussein from power and massive war reparations from Iraq for the destruction caused by the invasion. For Saddam, such terms were impossible to accept. Agreeing to them would mean humiliation, weakness, and potentially the collapse of his regime. Reluctantly, both nations continued the war, and what followed would become even more catastrophic. The conflict expanded beyond a border dispute and evolved into a struggle involving global superpowers, oil politics, international arms deals, and Cold War rivalries. The world's attention increasingly focused on the burning front lines between Iran and Iraq as the war threatened the stability of the entire Middle East. Given the enormous strategic importance of the Middle East and its vast oil reserves, it was inevitable that outside powers would become deeply involved in the Iran-Iraq War. What had begun as a regional conflict between two neighboring states quickly evolved into an international struggle shaped by Cold War politics, economic interests, ideological rivalries, and the global competition for influence. While revolutionary Iran found itself increasingly isolated from much of the world, Iraq emerged as a valuable partner for nations eager to gain influence in the region or prevent the spread of Iran's Islamic Revolution. As the war intensified, Baghdad became one of the largest importers of foreign weapons on earth. Countries from both East and West poured billions of dollars worth of military hardware, intelligence, and financial aid into Saddam Hussein's war machine. Among Iraq's most important supporters were the Soviet Union and France. The Soviets supplied Iraq with enormous quantities of tanks, artillery, missiles, helicopters, and combat aircraft. French assistance, meanwhile, extended beyond conventional weapons. Paris was helping Saddam Hussein pursue something far more ambitious: nuclear technology. In 1976, France agreed to assist Iraq in constructing a nuclear research reactor near Baghdad. Officially, the project was intended for peaceful scientific purposes, but many nations feared the reactor could eventually